inshallah, we will start with application of integration. Before that, I need to put it some example to review the definite and indefinite integration rules. Okay. The first example, just for review, find the following. Number 1, integral of 8x to the power 3 minus 5 over 6x plus 1 over e to the power x minus 8 over 3 dx. Now, if we have this function and we need to find the integration of this function, we can find it by find the integration for each terms. Before that, we have some preparing in the e to the power x in denominators. We put it in numerators by change the sign of exponent. Okay, and 8 over 3, this is constant. So the derivative of the integral of 8x to the power 3, this is 8x to the power 4 over 4 minus 5 over 6, this is the coefficient of x in denominators. Okay, put it 5 over 6, this is the fraction outside the integration, so we have the integral of 1 over x. 1 over x, this is ln absolute value of x. Okay, and e to the power any number multiply x, this is the same, e to the power minus x over the coefficient of x in exponent. The constant, this is the same constant multiplied by x, and last term plus c. So if we need to more simplify, 4 over 8 over 4, this is 2 x to the power 4 minus 5 over 6 ln absolute value x. We can put it negative, positive, negative, and the e in the denominators, e to the power negative x, put it in denominators and change the exponent to positive. And we have 8 over 3 multiplied by x plus c. This is the final answer. Also, if we have definite integration like this, number 2, from 0 to 4, 1 over radical x minus 4x dx. So the solution equal, firstly prepare the function, so we have radical x in denominators, put it in numerators, so we have x to the power negative half minus 4x dx. Now the integral of this equal x to the power half over half minus 4x squared over 2, and we need to substitute 4 and 0. After simplify, we have 2x to the power half minus 2x squared, and substitute 4 and 0. Substitute 4, 2, 4 to the power half minus 2, 4 squared. Substitute 0, we have 0 minus 0. Now radical 4 equal to 2 multiplied 2, 4 minus 4 squared 16 multiplied by 2, 32. 4 minus 32 equal negative 28. Okay, any question? Look at this curve, we have curve f of x, and from A to B. So we have this one. If we need to find the area of this region that determine from A to B and x-axis and the curve of f of x, closed region. This is equal the integral from A to B f of x dx. So the area equal with absolute value, because some integral equal negative, especially if the curve under x-axis. For example, if we have like this, like this is x-axis and this is y-axis, and the curve under x-axis like this from A to B. So we have this region closed between x-axis and the curve from A to B. So the integral from A to B here of f of x, this is f of x dx, this is less than 0, negative. Why? Because the curve under x-axis. So if we need to find the area must be equal absolute value from A to B of f of x dx. Must put it absolute value. Okay. Why? Because the area must be positive. In summary, for this cases, I put it some I will put it some blank slide. Okay. If we have curve on xy plane, some part of this curve over x-axis and some under x-axis, and we need to find the area between x-axis and the curve from A to B. So we have here two regions, this one and this one. This is called A1, for example, and this is A2. Okay. Here, the integral from A to B to C, sorry, if we here C, from A to C of f of x dx, this is less than 0. But here, the integral from C to B of f of x dx, this is greater than 0. Why? Because from C to B, the curve above x-axis. From A to C, the curve under x-axis. So the integral equal negative. But the area, if we need to find the area, this is absolute value from A to C of f of x dx with absolute value. This is the area 1. The area 2, we can put it directly C to B of f of x dx. Also, we can put it under absolute value. This is not change the value. Absolute value, just change in case negative. But if we have positive, so this is positive. Okay. For example, if A1 equal 5 and the area 2, A2 equal 4, so we can conclude that the integral from A to C of f of x dx equal 5 or negative 5? Negative 5. Integral equal negative 5 because the curve under x-axis, but the area equal 5 with the absolute value. Also, and from C to B of f of x integral equal 4 because this is positive. So the integral also positive because the curve above x-axis. Okay, but if we need to find from a to b of f of x from a to b integral dx, this is equal what? Integral from a to c plus from c to b, because we have two curve. So the two curve above and under x-axis. So we have minus 4 minus negative 5 plus 4. This is equal negative 1. This is the integral from a to b. But if we need to find the area from a to b, or sorry, from a to b, yes, this is equal a1 plus a2. So we have 5 plus 4. So the area, total area, a1 and a2 equal 9. Okay. We have 4 cases to find the area. The first case, if we have directly the curve above or under x-axis. Okay. If we have the curve above or under x-axis from A to B, and we need to find this area. Okay, this is area. This is equal directly A equal integral from A to B of f of x dx with absolute value. Why with absolute value? Because if the curve above x-axis, so this is not change. If the curve under x-axis, the integral equal negative, for example minus 5 or minus 3, with absolute value convert to positive because the area must be positive. Another case, we have two parts. We have two parts, someone above x-axis and another under x-axis, like this. This is f of x, and this is a, and this one b. So we have two area, a1 and a2, two area. To find the two area, this is equal a1 plus a2. To find the area a1, this is absolute value from a to what? To this point C. FC, this is 0. So C, this is the zeros of f of x. So must find the zeros of f of x between, we need the zero between A and B, not the zeros or any zeros. No, we need to find the zeros of f of x between A and B. If C between A and B, okay, this is two part. But if C outside the A and B, for example, like this, maybe A here, B here, and the curve like this. So we need, this is area, but we have 0, but this is 0 outside the interval from A to B. So this is no two region, this is one region, okay, because the 0 is outside A, the interval A, B. So if we have the zeros between A and B, so we have two parts, A1 and from C to B, f of x dx, like this. Okay. The case number 3, Sometimes we need to find the area between two curves from A to B. Between two curves from A to B. For example, if we have f of x like this and GLX, and we need to find the area between A and B, the area from A to B and between f of x and g of x, this is area. Okay, how can find the area? Area equal absolute value, because what? Because we have the f of x and g of x under x-axis like this. If under x-axis, so the area without absolute value may be negative. Okay, and sometimes if put it f minus g, look at this, the area from A to B, f of x minus g of x, okay, dx. This is the area between f and g. If some student put it g minus f, for example, from A to B with absolute value, so this is are equal. This one and this one are equal. Because if f minus g, the integration of f minus g from A to B equal 5, so the integration g minus f equal minus 5. So with absolute value, f minus g equal g minus f. Okay? So must be put it absolute value to avoid the negative area. The last case, if we have y-axis and x-axis, and just we need to find the area between f and g without determine from A to B. So we need the area, the closed area between f and g only, and in example not determined from A to B. So how can find this? We must determine the intersection point A and B. So this is A and B must to find the intersection point by what? Put it f of x equal g of x. This is, we already studied this one and ask you in quiz number 1 to find the intersection point between two curves. To find the intersection point between two curves, so you must find or solve the equation f equal g, or y1 equal y2, for example. Okay, so if we found this intersection point from A to B, we can find the area directly. AB f of x minus g of x, okay, dx with absolute value. But here we must find the intersection point. If not determined from A to B, this is unknown. From the third case, A, B, unknown. Okay, or noun, sorry. But in the fourth case, this is unknown. Now, we will take the example for each case. The first case example, find the area of the region under the graph of y equal 1 over 4 x square plus 2x from x equal 1 and x equal 3 from 2, not and 2, from x equal 1 to x equal 3. Sorry. The solution, if we need to find the area under any curve, we must find the x-intercept, or the intersection between the curve and x-axis, or the zero of y. This is the same meaning. So we must find the zero of y, or the curve, because we will determine this is above x-axis from 1 to 3, or have intersection point, and we have two region. Okay, to determine that, we must put it the function equals 0. So we need to find the zeros of function. 1 over 4 x squared plus 2x equals 0. Take x as common factor. We have 1 over 4x plus 2 equals 0. So we have two value, x equals 0 or 1 over 4x plus 2 equal 0. 1 over 4, sorry, 1 over 4 x equal negative 2 multiplied by 4, so x equal negative 8. Which one between 1 and 3? Which one? This is not belongs to from 1 to 3. Also, this is not belongs from 1 to 3. So we don't have two region, we have one region, because the zeros of this curve at x equal 0 and x equal negative 8, this is not belongs to, or not between 1 and 3. Okay, so we have one area equal the absolute value from 1 to 3 for what? 1 over 4 x squared plus 2x dx. Now we need to find this integration. X to the power 3 over 12, because over 3 multiply 4 equal 12, plus x squared, because we have 2x squared over 2, remove 2 with 2. Now substitute 3 and 1. Substitute 3, we have 27 over 12 plus 9. Substitute 1 over 12 plus 1. Now this equal absolute value for 27 over 12 plus 9 minus 1 over 12 minus 1 with absolute value. So the absolute value 27, so we have a 26 over 12, and 9 minus 1 equal plus 8. Okay, if we add this one and simplify, firstly simplify 26 over 12, we have 13 over 6 plus 8, and this is over 1. Okay, so we have 6, 13 plus 48, we have 61. So with absolute value 61 over 6, this is positive. So the area under the y from 1 to 3, this is 61 over 6. Any question? Any question about this? Okay, the second example, find the area of the region between y1 equal x to the power 3 minus 1 and sorry, no need y1 y2 and the x-axis from x equal negative 1 to x equal 2. Also, we need to find the zeros of y, so we have x to the power 3 negative 1 equals 0. So x to the power 3 equal 1. Take the cube roots, x equal 1. Okay, and x equal 1 belongs to the from minus 1 to 2. So we need to find the area from minus 1 to 2. This is the area we needed. But we have the 0 between this interval from minus 1. We have the 0 at 1. Okay, so we distribute the area to A1 and A2. A1 from minus 1 to 1, A2 from 1 to 2. So the area, because have the 0 between minus 1 and 2, equal A1 plus A2. The area for A1, this is integral from minus 1 to 1 for x to the power 3 minus 1 dx, and the area 2 from 1 to 2 for x to the power 3 minus 1 dx. Now, this is the same integral but different bounded. Now, absolute value for x to the power 4 over 4 minus x, and substitute 1 and negative 1 plus x to the power 4 over 4 minus x, and substitute 2 and 1. Okay, substitute 1 for the first area, 1 over 4 minus 1. Substitute negative 1, we have 1 over 4 plus 1, like this. In the second area, 2 to the power 4, 16 over 4, 4 minus 2, okay, minus, substitute 1 over 4 minus 1. Please mute your mic. Okay, well, now we have 1 over 4 minus 1 minus 1 over 4 minus 1 plus 4 minus 2, 2 minus 1 over 4 plus 1, like this. In the first area, we have remove this one with this one. We have absolute value with negative 2. The second, we have 3 minus 4. 3, this is 9 over 3 minus 1 over 4. So we have over 4, sorry, 3, 12 minus 1, 11 over 4. Okay, so the area 2 plus 11 over 4. For more simplify, 2 equal 8 over 4. 8 plus 11, 19 over 4. This is the area between x-axis and the y, from minus 1 to 2. Any question? Okay, example. Another example to find the area between two curves. Compute the area of the region between the curves y1 equal x plus 1 and y2 equal negative x squared plus 7 from x equal 0 to x equal 1. So this is determined from 0 to 1 between the two curves. So this is directly the area between the two curves y1 and y2 from 0 to 1. y1 minus y2. This is no problem y1 minus y2 or y2, sorry, or y2 minus y1. So with absolute value, we have the same result, okay? So this is equal the absolute value from 0 to 1, y1 x plus 1 minus y2 minus x squared plus 7 dx. So after simplify, we have integral from 0 to 1 x squared plus x, and we have 1 minus 7 minus 6 dx. The integral equal x to the power 3 over 3 plus x squared over 2 minus 6x. And we need to substitute L1 and 0 with absolute value. Substitute 1, we have 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2 minus 6. Substitute 0 equals 0 plus 0 minus 0. Okay, this is equal 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2, we have 5 over 6 minus 6. Okay, and this is equal 6, this is over 1, so multiply 6, multiply 1, 6. 5 minus 36 equal minus 31. With absolute value, this is equal 31 over 6. Okay. Any question? You wrote plus 2 because it is the area, right? Plus 2. Where is the plus 2? Here, then. We have absolute value. Absolute value for negative 2 with absolute value. So this is 2. We have two area, this one and this one. Okay. Okay, another example. If we need to find the area between two curves without put it from x to x, for example, find the area of the region between the graphs of y1 equal 4 minus x squared and y2 equal x squared minus 2x. The solution, Here we don't have the bounded from left to right. Okay, just we need to find, for example, this is a y1 and this is y2, this is y1 and this is y2. We need the area between them. So we need to find the intersection point. The intersection point between two curves, we must put it y1 equal y2 and find or solve this equation. y1 equal 4 minus x squared equal y2 x squared minus 2x. So we have the equation x squared, move x negative x squared. We have 2x squared minus 2x and minus 4 equal 0. By divide by 2, we have x squared minus x minus 2 equal 0. Now we need to value the product negative 2, the addition negative 1. So we have negative 2 and plus 1. So x equal 2 and x equal negative 1. Now the area equal from negative 1 to 2 for what? For y1 minus y2. This equal from minus 1 to 2, y1 equal 4 minus x squared minus x squared minus 2x dx. This equal absolute value from minus 1 to 2, 4 minus 2x squared plus 2x dx. So this equal 4x minus 2x to the power 3 over 3 plus 2x squared. This equal x squared. And we need to substitute 2 and negative 1. Now substitute 2, we have 8 minus 16 over 3 plus 4 minus substitute negative 1, negative 4 plus 2 over 3 plus 1, like this. This is equal 8 minus 16 over 3 plus 4 plus 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. 8 plus 4 plus 4, this is 16 minus 1, we have 15. So this is equal 15. Okay, and minus 16 over 3 minus 2 over 3, this is minus 18 over 3. Okay, 18 over 3, this is equal what? Equal 6. So we have 15 minus 6 equal 9. This is the area between two curves. Any question? How we know they are equal? Look at the previous example. We already bounded from x equals 0 to x equal 1. So we have from 0 to 1. Okay. But in this example, we don't have from x equal, for example, a to x equal b. I don't have this one. So how can find the close or bounded or intersection point for the closed region? By put it y1 equal y2. Okay. Any question? We have another application. This is the average of the function. The average of the function, look at this. If we need to find the average of the function f of x, so we need to find f average, like this. On the interval from a to b, so we can F11 find it by this formula. We can find the average by this formula. For example, if we have like this, x and y, and we have f of x like this. This is f of x, and we have a and b. We need to find the average. The average mean we need to find like this value, f average, like this value, okay, between a and b. So we can use this formula, 1 over b minus a multiplied by integral from a to b of f of x. This is very important formula to find the average of the function. Example about this. Example, find the average of the average value of f of x. Number 1, if f of x equal to multiplied by radical x on the interval from 1 to 4. The solution equal f average equal 1 over, this is a and this is b, b minus a from a to b f of x dx without absolute value, like this. The average may be negative, may be positive, 0, no problem. Okay, so this is equal 1 over 4 minus 1, the integral from 1 to 4 for f of x to multiply radical x dx. So this is equal 1 over 3 multiplied by, this is equal x to the power half. So the integral of this one, 2 multiply x to the power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2, and substitute 1 and 4. Okay, 1 over 3, substitute 4, 2 multiply 4 to the power 3 over 2. This is 4 over 3. Denominator of denominator, numerator نضرب بالاثنين بالاثنين, minus substitute 1, 4, 1 to the power 3 over 2 over 3. So this is equal what? This is equal 1 over 3, 4, radical for 2, 2 to the power 3, 8, 8 multiply 4, we have 32 over 3, minus 4 over 3, so we have 1 over 3 multiplied by 28 over 3, so the final answer equal the average 28 over 9 by multiply two fraction 1 over 3 with 28 over 3. So we have the average from 1 to 4 for this function 28 over 9. Another example, f of x, number 2, example number 2, f of x equal e to the power negative x plus x on the interval from -1 to 1. The solution f average equal 1 over b minus a integral from a to b f of x dx. This is b, a, and this is b. So this equal 1 over 1 minus -1 from -1 to 1 e to the power negative x plus x dx. Now this is equal 1 over 2 and multiply by the e minus x over -1 plus x squared over 2. Now we need to substitute 1 and -1. This equal half. Substitute 1, we have e to the power -1 multiplied by negative, because we can put it the negative in front of the number e, and over 1 we can remove 1, plus 1 over 2 minus substitute negative e plus 1 over 2. Okay, so we have half negative e to the power -1 plus half plus e minus half. Remove half with negative half, so we have half multiplied by e minus e to the power -1. This is the final answer of the average. Any question? Line 2. This one. Okay, what's the integral of x, of e minus x? And what's the integral of x? This is by rules يا قاسم اللي أخذناها أمس. If we have e to the power ax, this is the same over the coefficient of x, plus this is x to the power 1, so x to the power 1 plus 1, 2, and divide by the new exponent 2. Okay, I guess him. Any question? Okay. At this subject, we finished the tutorial number 6, the integration. Any question about this subject, or this subject, or in the chapter 6, tutorial number 6? Any question? Yes, we are just applying the rules for the integration. طيب. Inshallah, next week we will start with chapter 7, and we need one lecture to chapter 7 and one lecture to chapter 8. So inshallah, next week we will finish this كورس. نحاول نختم لكم إياه الأسبوع القادم حتى يكون عندكم مجال قبل العيد إنكم تراجعوا الأمور تاعكم. أوكي، عشان بعد العيد مباشرة راح يكون في عندكم الاختبارات. أي سؤال؟
دكتور مهندس، عندي سؤال بخصوص الكورس القادم. بيكون
طيب إن
عن
شاء الله نلقاكم على خير الأسبوع القادم. دمتم في رعاية الله، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. تفضل اسألي، تفضل كملي سؤالي. ألو، مين كان يسأل؟ يكمل سؤاله.
تسمعني دكتور؟
مو سامع شيء لغاية الآن، اللي كان يسأل مو سامع.
خلاص راحت يا دكتور، راحت.
أوكي، طيب أنا بالنسبة للريكورد الدكتور قلت لكم في مشكلة، وإن شاء الله يعني راح تنحل، ويعني ممكن اليوم غدا بالكثير، وراح تلاقوا اللينكس على الLMS إن شاء الله. أوكي يا جاسم. طيب يعطيكم العافية جميعا، دمتم في رعاية الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله.